Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dhamma friends, and now you are spending more time yourself doing different activities wherever you are, and most of time you do your favorite things. And there are some people and having some difficult time, even though they at home, they with the people around, their family members, and sometimes people used to go out and they used to find some free time and escape from situations. So one thing you have to remember, look at the world, and you thought and we think ourselves we are so smart, but sometimes the life itself smarter than us. There are some situations arise even though we think we want to escape from this and we don't want this, and somehow we're going to be with it. We cannot escape from that. We cannot change that. And there are some certain things in your life, if you look very carefully, you thought, I don't like this. In my life, I never going to have this kind of situation. Like that, you had certain ideas, certain thoughts which you don't like. And most of them, today, you end up your life with that destination which that you were thinking you don't want, and now you have it. And you had a dream, I'm never going to do this kind of things in my life, now you have to do it. So like that, there are a lot of situations arise around this our life, around ourselves, and it always we thought to escape from that. We didn't have idea to go with it, and we thought we are okay now. We know how to escape from the situations, but now we can see the most of time that we are get back to that. It is not only this time, it is keep coming in the sansaric journey. That is the point you have to understand. And even it is just not only for you, the entire world or everyone experience the same kind of situation. So don't try to personalize your experience. That is the very nature of this world. It is just not only for you. It's happening everywhere. It's happening to everyone in a different ways. So what you have to do then? Just try to accept it. Don't try to resist any situation in your life. Learn to accept. It's a kind of like the key to handle situation. But our very nature in this human world, we always develop a method to resist the situation. And we try to go against, it creates a kind of like a joy inside us. It creates kind of like the current inside us. And once we get into that current, and people mesmerize with it. And that's why it is very difficult for us to calm down. Why I bring this situation? Because I was reading about this, most of the players nowadays, what is happening their personal life. And most of players and people had the idea, this Olympic is a kind of like a crazy people trying, they forget everything in life. They had the dream only for Olympic medal. And there are people, they don't care about anything. They don't care about husband, wife, children, friends and families. They don't care about even themselves. They're thinking about the, the World Cup. They sacrifice whole their life in the different field. You can name whatever you want. People had the desire to become in many ways, but nowadays they cannot do anything. Now they stuck, and they start to experience something new in their life, and for some it make them so crazy. They have no idea how to handle with that. So the same thing can happen to us also. And at the same time, we used to escape from situations. Now we stuck with that situations, and we also go crazy and without knowing how to handle this situation. Why? Because we used to escape from that. There are some people, listen this very carefully and get it very carefully. There are some people used to go towards certain situations, and now they cannot go into it. Because of that, they get frustrated. And there are some people who was trying to escape from the certain situations, and now they cannot do that, and now they also get stuck. So we have to look ourselves in day-to-day life within this pre-time period, within this interval, within this break. We have to think. So how we used to think about life, and now what we experiencing, and what you really experience as life yourself. And in the surface level, you always see the struggle in mind. And in the beginning, it's kind of like a physical activities, but in the little bit when you slow down, you see that it's all the mental activities. But the secret is that is also not the life. In the beyond that mental state, there is something. And if you can find it, only thing I can tell, there is something beyond that your mind. There is something beyond what you think. No one can give it to you, okay, here like this. Everyone knows that the gems under the ground. It's no one going to dig in and bring it to you and give it to your hand. Here you are. No, it's if you want, it's up to you. Go and dig it and find it. But you know it is there. So same like, remember, as life we take certain things which is not real life. So then yourself, you have to look what you took as a life. And some people used to go out, some people used to eat, some people used to dance, some people used to sing, some people used to hike, some people used to go vacations, and some people even used to pray, some people used to believe, some people used to practice different things in life. And some people even and get into certain kind of meditation things and in their head, and then they get lost in their own mind, and they don't know what is happening in this real world. So they think it is their life, they take as life, so whatever they experience in their head. So then there is a question, what is the real life? So my dear friends, there was a monk in front of the Buddha, his name called Vakkali, and he used to see the Buddha. And then one day the Buddha mentioned, Vakkali, it is useless you spending time here looking at me. Go and practice yourself. Find your liberation. And he listened to the Buddha, and he went away. And not only him, that is one of the great lesson for all the monks and all the devotees. So then yourself you have to look. Sometimes there are people keep the Buddha statue hanging in their neck, and sometimes in the hand some people put the tattoos, and some people believe the books or the pictures, and some people statues. So what the really Buddha mentioned then? Even in real life, even you meet the Buddha, if you start to keep looking at him, what he going to tell you? He will tell, hey, go and go and practice yourself. What does that mean? What is that practice mean? So beyond this all the thoughts, there is a moment in you. Beyond this all the dreams, beyond this all the activities, there is something deeper inside you in this very moment when the mind become completely settled down to the moment. Your body, your breathing and your mind start to settle down as one, which we call samadhi or satori or tranquility state or kevalya. So like that you can name in different way. So the samadhi means you come to a point, your mind anymore not depending from any past things or any future things, and not only that, your mind not depending from any perception from your related with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and even the mind. The mind means the related with whatever the past or the future. So try to understand. There is a moment you can achieve. Your mind going to have a state. In that state, your mind not depending from past or future, and also not going to depend from your perception. That means whatever information come from your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. So that is the state, the real moment, real life you going to experience. It is there. So now I tell you very clearly, there is no secret, there is no nothing hide, there is no any secret mantra. Your mind can have a state without depending from your past. So then if you start to practice meditation, you feel kind of like levitating, and start to look how this is possible, and then you start to see sometimes it creating thoughts, that thoughts you take as that moment, then that's mean your mind depending from thoughts. So that is not. And sometimes whatever the things you start to hear, and then people think, oh, I am practicing meditation, now I start to hear things. No, it's something else. So some people start to visualize the light, and sometimes people dreaming, and they get stuck with that dreaming. They cannot come out of it. That's why I'm telling, there is a state, nothing related with the perception. There's nothing related with the past or the future. When you are able to reach to that moment, that is the real moment you experience as the life. Otherwise, we are in a dream. We are in a different state. We lose the reality. So that is what called samsara. If the day you able to recognize this method and drop down that all the perceptions and come to the moment that with the clarity, knowingly, you are in that moment. That is the moment you start go towards the Nibbana. Because in that very moment, in your mind, no any hate, no any greed, hatred, or the delusion. Why? Because all the, do experiment, do a research yourself. All the greed or the hatred or the delusion arise. It needs something, otherwise it cannot. This all because it even though it inherent inside us, it ignite by certain things. What are those? Maybe your thoughts should related with the past or the future. So then do an experiment. When there is something come to you, whatever the greed, hatred or the delusion, look, if you don't think about anything related with the past or the future, there is no way that there is a greed, hatred, delusion can arise. Another thing is, there is no way that your greed, hatred or the delusion can ignite even though it is inside, if you not get stuck with the perceptions come from your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body and the mind. So when something come to you, when you hear something, when you smell something, when you taste something, if you don't add anything from your own experience, if you just take it as it is, there is no any greed, hatred or the delusion going to arise with it. So then the whatever come to our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, and what is happening, it always mix with our past or the future thoughts, and that's the way that the greed, hatred or the delusion arise inside us. So there is a state in your mind, without this all you can exist. If you are able to settle down your mind to that moment, that day you will experience. And what is the meaning of this human consciousness? And that is the day you're going to experience the beauty of your life. It is possible. It is not difficult. Only thing is, we need certain effort to get into that. What is the effort that we need? We have to cut down all these habitual patterns happening inside us. That is it. So that's why when we practice meditation little by little, again and again, so it helps us to get into and slow down and release that all the thoughts and related with the past or the future, and related with the eye, ear, nose, tongue, body and the mind itself thoughts. So once the mind able to settle down to that moment, remember, that is the highest that you can achieve as a human, and that is the highest that you can experience in this human world. And from there, your liberation going to be. So this is a very good moment for you. Remember, it's kind of like you are almost ready to hit the goal. Take this opportunity. Maybe very soon we have to go back to our ordinary lifestyle, that whatever the society, whatever the people set up for us, it's a setup. This line now you can see, this everything, the setup, we are inside the setup, we cannot escape from, we have to go back to it sometimes. But yourself, before you go back to that, hit the goal and have that wisdom inside you, then whatever situation arises in front of you, you can handle it, you can go with it. That is the beauty of this practice. There's nothing to resist, there's nothing to push away. Whatever the current, whatever the difficulties, whatever the good things or the bad things, you just go with it. So it is your responsibility. That is the most beautiful gift that you can give to your own life. So then remember, there's something deeper inside you, beyond your thoughts, beyond what you experience. And little by little, try to dig into that, go into that. So for that you have to have the effort, and for that you have to have certain knowledge. So that's why we're giving it, that's why we're teaching like this. and use it and get into that and experience it. Once you experience that, and you know that whatever we keep talking, whatever this, everything is something else. And with that, there was a student came to visit his teacher after a long time. The teacher was in a far away in a village, but he had a very huge palace. And so when the student came to this place, it was little bit dark in the evening. So somehow student came and met the teacher and respect to the teacher, and then the teacher told and gave a lamp and told, okay, you can go around the house and see a little bit and go and have a look. So the student took the lamp and start to go around the house, and it was little bit windy. And what he did, he more concerned about the lamp, and he held the lamp, and he was more concerned about the lamp, and he went around the city, the house, and then came back. And somehow at night they slept, and in the morning again with the teacher, after his breakfast, they walk around the house. And then the students start to wonder, oh beautiful, oh I didn't see this last night, I didn't see this evening. So the teacher asks, I gave you the lamp and tell you to go around the house and see, why you didn't see it? Then the student understood, because he more concerned about the lamp. He forget to see around. He missed this everything around him. So like that, the same thing happening to us. That's why I told in the beginning, there are a lot of that big players, big people, and used to think about something, and they forget whole life. And it kind of like Olympic gold, the Olympic medal, gold medal, and they just only that, they say only that. Oh, we need to get into World Cup. Oh, we need to go and see this game. That's it. Oh, I wanna get this. That's it. They don't see anything else, and they miss most of time. They miss the life. So ourselves the same. We also get lost in certain dreams, thinking, oh, we want to get into this, but look yourself, and at the same time we losing our life. So remember, so whatever the idea, as ordinary person we have to become, we have to do certain things, we have responsibilities, so we have to do certain things for other people. It is okay, but at the same time start to look your inner development and look around you, and there are a lot of people help for us, and then that is why we exist like this, and take little time to help for them, and take care of the nature a little bit, and even these animals, and just share your life with others little bit. So even yourself, you have a desire to become. So remember this, on the way in this journey, that your journey is itself the beautiful thing that going to make you who you are, not the destination. So then yourself every day, remember, don't get lost yourself in your head. It's more than that. In life there are a lot of things. So in the first level, in the basic level, as the ordinary person start to take care around you and pay your gratitude and respect to others, do your service, and at the same time, remember the real life is not the outside. There is something deeper inside beyond your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind perception. So slowly and get into that, experience it, and before you pass this time and try to achieve it, and that is where you going to see your liberation. So with that, I wish upon everyone with this good practice, may all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you, may no difficulties come to you, may no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. And finally, may you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbitiyo vajjantu sabba rogo vinasatu mate bhavatantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava. Ettavata ca ammehi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe devanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhutanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe sattanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya idam me punya kammam ආසවක්කයා වහං හෝතු සබ්බ දුක්ඛා පමුංචතු.